from the
Sip, baby.
Good evening, darlings.
Mm-mm.
What's going
Hello,
on,
hello,
Greetings,
Sip?
greetings,
hello.
greetings.
Oh,
We have some hot
Evening.
topics for
Jay,
this
what's
yeah.
evening.
Topic so hot I had to get some water tonight. I got to hydrate.
Oh,
I'm
really?
parched.
Oh,
Took my
really?
breath, but I'm gonna empty this. Yes, ma'am. Miss Jackie, what you got for us from our
enough for somebody we're gonna
sponsors?
talk about a little later on. Oh
What's
yeah.
going on?
Man, I'm telling you, without them, it would not be possible. Would not who's that?
Absolutely.
Hello? 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 We on, y'all. We on. Who's it? All right, here we go. Yeah, we would like to thank our sponsors. iDressFabulous.com, A Beautiful Chaos, Village Kitchen. Say they have the best meat eater, so I'm gonna let y'all, be the judge of that. Y'all gonna have to let me know about that. And then we have the J Structure Beauty Queen Closet. But if you want to support what we're doing and also promote your business, you can contact either one of us or send an email to Dr. Carthan. That's Dr. Carthan at yahoo.com. And again, we want to thank our sponsors. And if you guys remind me, I'll hit them again on our way out this evening. But we're ready to rock and roll, Felicia. I'm ready. You ready?
Absolutely.
Ooh, it's hot, baby, because it's steaming. We need to
Jay,
kick off first of all with these Black History facts.
it
Let's
is.
let's do that. Let's talk about some of the great things we as a people contribute. Let's kick
Yes.
that off before we get into all the other chaos. Let's have the positive vibes flowing in.
Chaotic chaos.
Oh, chaotic chaos. Look at that. Look at those nice young and elderly gentlemen. They're the elite. So we're going to start with this intellectual group right here, this picture. So just so you all will know, these gentlemen are a prominent group of Black men that in 1905, really was about 29 of them, led by W.E.B. Du Bois, or you could say Dubose. It depends on, how you feel it. Well, these gentlemen met in Erie, Ontario, near Niagara Falls, and they gathered together because they were trying to form an organization for civil and political rights for African Americans. Okay, so they met July the 11th through the 14th in 1905. And this organization served as a forerunner of the NAACP, for those of you all that did not know that. Okay, so it was called the Niagara Movement when they first met in Ontario in 1905. And so this organization went on for some time, so they got to the point that it was started to dwindle. One of the reasons it was formed was because Booker T. Washington, as you know, had a different point of view than W.E.B. Du Bois. And so Booker T. Washington felt like, we could advance ourselves as Black people by basically being in the fields and working by hands, and we shouldn't be so concerned about being involved in politics and trying to get a voice, at the time. He was one of those that we just need to wait before we, make that move. Let's just focus on planting seeds, I guess. So anyway, Du Bois, who was not a fan of his, said, no, that's not what we want to do. So they formed this organization, and then along came the NAACP. So in the midst of all of the riots that were going on in Springfield, Illinois during this time, in 1908, Du Bois decided that he wanted to join a group of activists, which are these pictures here. There are a lot of people who don't realize that there were white founding members of the NAACP. And so this is the group that helped to found it, which does include Ida B. Wells. So this organization took the place of the Niagara Movement, even though it was a while before the Niagara Movement itself dwindled out. But you now have the NAACP, founded in 1909 in New York. And again, this is a picture of those founders. So, hey, I thought that was really interesting to find out and to share. So anybody got anything else?
Awesome.
All right.
Well, I can go
Jay.
next. My little known Black History fact I ran upon on the blackbusiness.com. And what I found was the oldest Black owned restaurant in the United States in business for more than 100 years.
Wow.
and that business is
Okay.
Jones Barbecue Diner. And this diner is located in, I want to pronounce it right, in Mariana, Arkansas.
Mm.
And it's believed to be the
So
oldest
it's a
black-owned restaurant in the country, currently owned
Oh,
by
wow.
James and Betty Jones. The diner has been open since at least the 1910s.
Do you know how
So,
good that barbecue is?
so
Mm.
I don't know. The
um,
barbecue diner. That's interesting. A barbecue
yes,
diner.
for more than 100 years, and it's considered the oldest
Mhm.
black-owned business in the United States. And I just thought that that was
Mhm.
so awesome. And for me, that is a Black history fact. Some may not think that is as pertinent as others, but I do. Um, One, to sustain for 100 years plus is amazing, and then for you to be African American and to sustain through the Great Depression and also
Right.
through everything that's going on today.
Everything. Everything.
So yes, they have
Everything.
they have
Right.
they have survived everything that has went on in America,
Right.
pretty much. And I think that's
That's
amazing and
amazing.
awesome. And I'm gonna take me a trip to Arkansas, and I'm gonna find this place.
Jay, I was just about to say that. That sounds like a road trip.
That's a road
So
trip, road
out
trip, field
road
trip,
trip. Can we say road
Cause
trip?
road
We
trip.
can go live from
road
there.
trip.
Yes, that's a road trip.
We
I
can
think
go.
that is
We
very
can go
well
live from
deserving.
there.
Yes, that is very well deserving.
We
I
should do
want to
that.
spend my
We
money
should
there.
do that. We
let's
Oh,
should do
set the
that. Doc, do
date.
you have one?
Cause you can eat barbecue
Dr.
all
J,
year
you have
round.
one?
So let's do it.
I do, but I have so much background noise. Let's
go
see if I
ahead. It'll be okay.
can post it.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. Doc, you go because when I saw the Bill Maher article, so after
So
you
my
finish,
Black History fact is
I really
Miss
want
Shirley
that.
Chisholm. Shirley Chisholm was
That's
the
gonna be some
first.
Black history right here, isn't it? Right there. So
Shirley Chisholm was the first African American woman to serve in Congress, and she served 9 terms, I believe. And she also ran for president.
mhm,
And she received
she
3
did.
death threats during her tenure of running for president. So she paved the way for Madam
Yeah,
Vice
did.
President and all those who serve in Congress today.
Yes, Miss
Awesome.
Chisholm.
Awesome. Yep. Can't forget about her. That's all right. I think she be smiling from ear to ear
No,
right about
never,
now.
never.
I caught that little dialect. That little,
Oh, she
she
is.
be
You know
smiling.
she is.
I caught that.
She be smiling from ear to ear, darling. We are from the SIP now,
She be smiling.
y'all.
Yeah, so
Oh, she be smiling.
She be
Yes, indeed.
smiling from ear to ear. Miss Jackie, what
she
you
be
got for
smiling.
us? You
So
got
no, that's what I'm saying. I want to go to I want us to go. I want to talk a little bit about Bill Maher. That's going to be the national the anthem, the Negro national anthem. That was like it was perfect. So I want to if we can go
well,
ahead
you're
and
right.
get to
Since we're
that.
on Black History,
Then
yeah, let's talk
I have
about
quite a
that.
bit to
To
since
say.
we're on Black History. That's kind of what I wanted to do.
Well, that's a great
But
segue into
you
it.
know, I'm not really sure. I think that yeah, like I'm thinking that him. I met him. I think I know him, and I've talked to him enough to understand his or to understand his what he's trying to say. And I say that because if we're singing two different anthems, at what point do we become one country? So we're saying that number one, that other anthem does not reflect us. It's not a reflection of us. I'm not saying that other anthem, the national anthem, right? it's not really a reflection of Negroes, of Black people, of people of color. So if they're playing both of them, does that set us back? Is my question.
Well, if they only
Does
played Lift
that
of a
set us
Voice and
back?
Sing, what
Are
would
we
happen?
segregating ourselves?
So can you tell them why it doesn't
Hell would
represent
break loose.
us?
I can't hear.
I think she asked, can you tell us why it doesn't?
I can't hear. What she say?
Did you say why it doesn't work, or why you think it's segregated?
Why doesn't the national anthem?
Why doesn't it represent us? Why does Lift Up Your Voice
saying?
and Sing do not represent African American people?
So
not
I
Lift
need
Every
you
Sing.
to go and read the
Lift
third
Every
or
Voice and
fourth
Sing
stanza.
does.
No, the national anthem.
See, Whoopi Goldberg said maybe
No,
we need
the
our
national
own
anthem.
I think she's hearing us chopped up, so it's coming across wrong.
So you're saying that we? Okay.
Yeah,
so
she's kind of
which song, which anthem did she want us to? Which anthem is she saying the third stanza? What does she want us to pull up from? Which anthem? I can't hear her.
She's probably more than likely talking about the national anthem. It's a few lyrics in there.
The national anthem, right?
They're not very friendly. They don't really represent us at all, though they are talking quite negatively about us. So, and that's why I was saying, well, if he doesn't want to have us singing both, then okay, then do you want to get rid of the national anthem and just sing Lift Every Voice and Sing? What's the difference? It's still, you're saying this one represents Black people and this one you think or wanted us to think represents us, but it does not. It's not really inclusive of us. But we've been taught that, and we sing it for so long. We've been singing that since elementary school. Okay.
Of course, singing it not knowing.
Right.
You were
That's
older
what I'm
than
saying.
to know.
But it was okay. That falls back into it's okay to learn out their history, but they don't want to learn
any of your history.
And until the NFL decided to say, we're going to invest what was it, $250 million in trying to show that they are working towards social
equality.
Yeah. So when they say we want to show that, and this is how we're going to show it, because we have a lot of Blacks and minorities that play. They have a lot that play for them. So why not?
We are the entertainment. We are the sport.
Okay, so
I'll say it.
Say it, Jay. That's right. We are the reason they feel
and I agree. We are the sport.
It's true.
Yeah.
So do you think?
So it was no problem as long as we were all singing the national anthem. And the minute they change it, now it's a problem.
So do you think that the other sports are going to catch on?
The other what?
They seem to have the other sports.
Probably
do you
not.
think other sports, the NBA? Do you think the other sports are going to catch on, or do you
if
different people?
If any other would catch on, I think it would be the NBA.
The NBA will. They'll mix it up.
But as far as other sports, I kind of doubt it.
They may not, or they may come up with another way that they want to do it. It's just that the NFL chose this to be the way that they say we want to stand and show our stand for social justice and social equality. So they chose this, and I'm sure they knew some of them when they did that they were going to get this negativity or backlash from some people about it.
But don't you find that quite interesting?
It's very interesting
that you would choose to just add the Negro national anthem to NFL when it was such an issue for a Negro to kneel not participate.
That's right.
I just don't buy it. I just don't buy the pop. I just don't buy it. And I don't think you can put a price on it. So 250 million whoop to do. I just don't think you can put a price on social equality and
You
justice.
can't.
And adding the Negro national anthem as well as the national anthem is not going to curb, change, or remove our divide.
Nope. It's not. Why he's saying it's affecting the unity, that's in the unity of America, and saying it's reinforcing racial discrepancies. It's been there the whole time, reinforced. If that's the case, it's
And
always been reinforced. It's reinforced on a daily
on a
basis.
daily basis, every
It's
time you put on the
reinforced with
television.
every encounter. It's reinforced even in your wages. Okay, it's reinforced. It's reinforced in you trying to go find a house.
And what
You
I
know,
found interesting in my research of reading that about the national anthem and the Negro national anthem is that before they even decided in like what 1930, 31 or something to make the national anthem what it is, the Negro national anthem had been singing and humming it for 12 years prior to. So why wasn't it chosen?
Mhm.
Or
and right,
why didn't composers get together to collaborate and make it equal?
and right now today, more people know the national anthem than lift their voice and sing. Some can't even do the first
Absolutely.
stanza. Okay,
Don't even
so
know
hey, maybe that'll give some people an opportunity
to
to
learn
learn
it.
it. Okay, because you know the national anthem inside and out,
Well,
as
so guys,
as though it's yours.
well, here in Mississippi, here in Mississippi, there are institutions that give their employees the option of working on Martin Luther King holiday, his birthday,
Oh wow.
or not working. It's not like it's off. You're off.
Yeah.
Yes. So I will tell you, and I'll tell you when I was working at the I was at the Mississippi Supreme Court. I worked with Justice James Graves, and I'll never forget we got this, and how many people were working, how many offices were going to be open on Monday, so that they could make sure that the heater was on, and So I'll never forget it. My justice said, if either one of you come in here on Monday, don't come back. You don't have to worry about me coming in on Monday.
Just
And
like
then
that.
I remember when I first moved, he did. I remember when I first moved, just like that. I remember we first moved here. When I first moved and I started working, you could see the Capitol from the old Garden Justice building. That's where the Supreme Court was. And I remember seeing the flag. And I said, why is that flag up there? I just moved back home. I said, why is that flag up there? And they said, oh, that's the state flag. What do you mean it's a state flag? I said, I thought that failed. I was living in Kansas City. I thought that failed. Oh no. So that was a whole history
Let me take a
lesson for
sip.
me. Just kind of
Let me
like
take a sip.
it was like boom. Yeah, So then I learned how and how much it took, what it took for Mississippi to even acknowledge the national day. They had to they put Robert E. Lee in order to get it passed. That's the only way it passed. So it's so when we talk about like the anthem and the flag and and the great state of Mississippi, it's one of those things that I think you guys are right. When it's all said and done, they're not going to grasp and own Lift Every Voice and Sing as a whole.
They don't want
That will
to.
never be our national anthem. But
That's going to be the biggest miss.
they're not going to. But we can. It's going to be. It's going to be bad because the moment they start to play the Negro national anthem and people start to sit down because they are
they're gonna be
down.
disrespectful.
Very disrespectful.
They're gonna be disrespectful.
They're going to be
so
they don't want to sing your anthem, but they want to
to
dance like you, dress like you, sound like you. Okay, that's
make
a whole
money
other
off
topic for
you.
another show.
Go to tanning.
Okay.
And look
darker
like
than yeah. They're darker
Because
than
it's
I
all
am.
fun
They
and
get
games.
darker
It's
than
all
me.
fun and games to everybody else.
Lip fillers and everything, honey.
Yeah, it's
have
fun and games to everybody else.
I've been in places. Yeah.
I
has the gun, right?
I thought what was also interesting that he said was the fact that most blacks have a relatively high standard of living now. Maybe compared to how they were living before, but not compared to you.
Never will.
That's like saying, okay, $5. They're getting $5 now. Ain't that good? They was getting a nickel, but you're getting 100. And then for you to, I hate when people generalize us and put us in a group. I hate that. I hate that. You can't speak for everybody. Yeah,
categorize everything.
Most blacks. Do you know most blacks? I doubt it. Have a relatively high standard of living.
So now we talk now. So we're gonna let's move on. We have this high standard of living. I think that's a perfect way for us to get into waste management and how much those employees make and where we are in the city of Jackson and whether or not we're gonna have garbage down the street and around the corner. You know, who's gonna pick it up? Who's gonna come in a pickup truck? You know what?
Well, let me first of all say this whole situation is a bunch of hot garbage. Can I say that first? Let me just say that. This whole situation is a bunch of hot garbage.
It's sad. It really is disappointing.
It's got to the point, okay,
your
mayor had to get off in the mud with you. What? So I don't know. I guess look.
Well, which anthem is going to curb this issue?
Right. Yeah, because you can go through the neighborhood singing, lift your voice and sing, and they're gonna be like, and when you lifting that voice, lift this garbage can, get this trash from in front of my curb. This is an incredible mess. Right. It's embarrassing that it's even taking place. It just really looks bad, and it's a lot of personal. It's something under all of this. It just seems like it's something real personal.
Because where did this issue even come from in the first place? Like out of nowhere.
So the contract
is an issue.
Well,
trying to get a new contract. It ended.
Because the contract ends. The contract ends at the end of this month, and
but I'm sure it's
they
ended
had
before.
to either renew that one. They put in for other bids. Yeah, it has. It has.
That's why I'm saying, Jay, it must be something personal.
Well, Felicia, the thing is that every time someone speaks about the different contracts, we find out or we're told about something that was in the contract that they didn't tell us was in the contract.
In the original contract?
Better, something that was, yes. Just like last night, I was listening to a town hall meeting and I heard about the litter pickup. They were going to pick up just the litter on the street. That was a part of it. And, and why they were only going to, because two pickups is more expensive and so on and so forth. But the thing that just from listening to them, it has boiled down to who wants or who owes who what. I don't know if somebody donated to a campaign. I don't know if they're their best friends. I don't know if I don't know if they bed buddies. I don't know what they're doing. I'm gonna be honest with you. You don't know.
That's why the mayor is pulling for the Texas contract.
Right.
You have the mayor, and that's
they're more expensive.
But for me, but according to what I was listening to last night, what he said last night, they were the full package last night. I didn't hear.
Yeah, they're gonna cost the full
3-4 weeks ago when they hit the table. So I think that we're in a place now. Our city is dirty. He owned that. He said our city is dirty. A lady stood up and she said our city is filthy. It's dirty. He said I agree. Our city is dirty. Our city is filthy. I do not understand why those folks cannot sit at the same damn table, hash out what needs to be done and what's in the best interest of this city. Because more they were elected by the people, right? Well, when they sit down.
Anyway. So my question is,
they don't know how to leave the personal outside the door and say, put that aside and let's just handle the business. I can't stand you. I hate your guts, but we're going to handle the business of this city. And we're going to be neutral when we come in here and sit down at this table. They're not doing that. It's, I hate you when I was outside the door. I'm going to hate you now. And because I hate you, I'm going to be vindictive.
So my question is
to do what's best for this city.
So my question is if it's so easily to contract out, which means that what you're contracting out, that means that your city government, your city monies are going out elsewhere for them to come in and clean up your mess, your city. And I'm gonna say our mess because this is our city and this is our tax dollars. So why can't you all take the same energy, create more jobs and employment here with waste management or an additional company within our own city and make the same actions of cleaning up this city as you would do with just saying, oh, let's contract this system because, hey, they're going to do X, Y, and Z. Well, no, let's take the money that we're going to contract them with and let's create this within our own place.
Go tell them, Jay, because nobody said that.
So, Jay, so this administration is
full of shit. Excuse my language.
Really takes things personal. And I say that because you cannot. I remember. So you guys know, I ran for office, and I remember sitting in a radio show, and we were discussing the the issues with the water, and there was an order that no one knew about. That the order had been sent. They found out a year later. The council didn't even know about it.
Oh,
so.
Wow.
There were questions. The council didn't even know about it. The administration knew about it, but the council didn't. So I said that I would work to change that. We would, so that we would have more transparency. I would work with the administration and whomever else I need to, because those are not the kind of secrets that we need. We don't need. We got water running out of our faucets like Flint, Michigan. So when that came out, I said that cannot happen. That in turn made the administration against me, because they took it as though I spoke against them. I spoke for what wasn't happening and what needed to happen. It wasn't personal for me. It was about the business, about what was happening, and we had an exchange, with it. And he basically, said to me, "You talked about my administration. You talked bad about me." Sir, I said what was facts, what everybody knew, that the order had been there. You all had it for over a year. And then before the council even knew about it. We cannot function that way. That is what I said. And I stood by it. There was no harm meant. I was stating what was fact, what was in the paper, what the entire world knew, that was happening here in the city of Jackson. So when you talk about things being personal, they do make things personal, and we're the ones that suffer. We're suffering. So now we have these different groups. We've got a couple of people that have bought garbage trucks, to get the contracts. So they're building a
some of the same people who helped tap the water system.
Because they care more about their personal business than the business of the city. That's it in a nutshell. And that's really bad. And then it's obvious.
Ask about. So Dr. J asked, why would we send money to Texas? So Doc, I'll answer that question with a fact, a well-known fact. For the same reason that we have voter ID. We have voter ID. Those ID cards that are made that you can get at the courthouses, your maiden name. They'll print out you a slip of paper. It's like a receipt. In 8 weeks, you will receive a card in the mail. That card comes from the state of Georgia. So voter ID cards for the state of Mississippi, that information is uploaded, sent to the Secretary of State's office. From there, it goes to Georgia, that ID cards, just like the driver's license that we get at the DMV. Why can't we print them out? Why can't they be printed here in the state of Mississippi? Because somebody donated a lot of money.
It's doing a favor for somebody else.
To the Secretary of State's office. Right. So those
But
companies
that's
do
where the
that.
money
And I
goes.
think that there know this
That's
per
where the
se.
money
But
resides.
if we're sending money out of the state, there's a reason. And we really need to work on keeping it here because we have capable folks here. We have people that are will work. We have people that are underpaid. And that's why, when you got into dollar amounts and that kind of thing, all of a sudden we hear about all of these complaints. Yeah, I get mad because they throw my garbage can. I'm on garbage can number 3. Yep, follow the money. I'm on garbage can number 3. What I tell the guys, don't throw my garbage can in anymore. Do they throw it now? Nope, they sit it down. You got to open your mouth and talk. I get that they're tired. I get that it's hard. I mean, they worked all the way through the pandemic, y'all. They did. Now, if waste management is not doing what they need to do, then they need to be brought to the table. Now, this last minute bringing to the table, I got problems with that. So now you got all of these people fighting, for contracts. So I'm just like, who even looked at them? I mean, the RFP. What I mean,
Barely
what are we
nobody.
talking about? Because this is the end of the month. We're here now. So now they've signed the council voted 4-2 for a temporary, pickup. I'm sorry. I don't see how that I'm waiting to see what that's gonna look like. But I don't have a lot of
Well,
confidence in it. And it really is bothering me. I wish that the mayor would have had just a citywide meeting a month and a half ago where we could talk about those things and they could say all of these things. It's this from a council member, that from a council member, this from the mayor, this from waste management. You know what I mean? Like,
so I'm
dang.
not as
I'm
hip
just
to the whole political side of it, but I
right.
do know how to think
Political side of it. Right.
and I do know how to process
Right.
things. And what I will say is that
Right.
this that we're seeing is not new to any of them with the decisions, to any of them that are doing the talking.
It's the
It's
way the
not
game
new.
is played, ain't it,
It's not
Jay?
new. So, therefore, coming into
Yep.
That's the way.
It
the
is.
new
That's it.
administration, it should have been on the table then. In the beginning, it should have been on the table
Right.
then. It shouldn't be on the table 3 weeks prior to the ending of
Right.
the said contract.
Mm-hmm.
So when it is
Right.
on the back end like that, it looks as if, even if it's not, because I'm not going to, accuse anyone of anything, but what it looks like, which is nine
Right.
times out of 10 accurate, is that back to square one,
Mm-hmm.
as we said
Right.
earlier, favoritism, friendships, and families.
Yeah.
And it's disheartening to
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
constituents. It's disheartening to those people who believe that it was an administration for the people, because
And it's not.
currently it's not
Yeah.
operating for the people.
Yep.
And you want everybody on board, you want everybody to move
Yeah.
along,
Yeah.
but people are tired of the riffraff.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what's going on in our city and in our city government. I no lie, I live in Fondren. I live right in the heart of downtown Fondren. And I feel like I'm in an entire different city.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I really do. When I come home, Fondren have their own
Yes.
maintenance and cleanup crew coming through Fondren all day, every day.
Yeah.
Fondren has its
Right.
own, and
Yeah.
looking at that,
Yeah.
I'm saying, "Oh, I really like this. I love this." But also looking at it, saying, "Now wait a
Mm-hmm.
minute.
Why
Why?
can't we do that a few
Why am
blocks
I
away from here?
Why am I inside the
Mm-hmm.
city in the city? That's what it
Yeah.
seems like."
Yeah.
And what I will say
So
is
that's a story and an explanation for another day.
just give me 2 barrels, honey, and I act
Oh,
like
So
I'm
oh,
those
down
oh
there
funds,
yeah.
Jay. So you
I act like I'm in Greenwood and burn it in the barrel. We'll say that.
Yeah.
How
That.
about
well,
that?
Jay, to answer your question, like why is there such a difference? Jay, to answer your question, so there were funds that were split up
Mhm.
between the boards. In your particular ward received the most
Yes.
of
And
the
on
bulk of
top
the money.
of
And
donations
the
and other
the
grants that
administration,
the Fondren Renaissance had.
And that's
right,
why they're
right.
about to have this amazing
The
$1 trillion, $1 million district, and we still can't get Fair Street going. Okay. And it's just a few blocks away. But yet it's Jackson.
They're gonna have to
Okay.
put me out.
Okay. Right.
well,
So,
I was moving and I changed my mind.
yeah, stay right there.
next
It's
I'll bring
about to triple in
I'll
your
bring
favor,
I'll
Jay.
bring the data for Fair, and
Okay.
we'll talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
We'll
a
talk
whole
about
nother,
Fair
that's a
Street
whole
next.
nother
So
hot
do
topic.
you guys
It is.
really know that most of 90% of the money that was given and geared toward Fair Street has gone to law firms, attorneys, just
Fees and different things.
they're the ones that have made the money.
Yeah, but again, even with that, so when it comes to our project, we
Of
get all
those
this
areas.
mess
So
attached to
that'd be
something that we're
interesting,
doing, but the other folks don't have all that attached to theirs.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
So
Yeah,
anyway, hey,
so
what's
we
going
can-
on
we
with Will
can-
Smith?
We can do that, but we were talking about. I don't know. He just said we knew.
Will Smith's got a movie coming out. What, Emancipation?
Listen.
Woo!
That one. I thought that was old.
At one point in their marriage.
I thought that was old. That's why I didn't understand why he was.
That was around the
I didn't
time
understand why he was about her entanglement.
She got entangled with that anaconda. That's around that time. That's how she got entangled with it.
All I want to do is drink to this subject. I don't want to
No,
discuss.
but this
Okay.
years ago, long before this.
Well, I guess he
Long
just
before
felt like
that,
he's
though.
in
Long
his
before that,
50s
we
and
heard,
he wanted to tell
I
it.
remember hearing.
You know, he's
So-
in his, so he wants to admit it.
Them being monogamous has always been
Right.
a rumor anyway from day one. However, though, during the entanglement situation, you could tell that whatever the non-monogamous part of the relationship was, it was an issue because you could see it.
Right.
I mean, anybody could clearly see on Will, you could clearly see on Jada. Yeah, we decided not to be monogamous, but this has actually happened. I don't think this ain't what we really wanted, And I think they actually kind of pulled things together. But then I think Will, being a man and a man of his caliber, after so long said, well, let's do this. You want to do it? Let's do this. Because I'm sure his entanglement is coming up soon.
Oh, that's probably how we got to Jada's entanglement.
I'm sure.
He
sure.
been untangling for a long time.
I'm sure they probably have been dangling
Jada.
Pineapples outside their door.
Okay,
already.
Jada got caught up, but all I can do is, hey,
listen.
It ain't my man. So
I take my hat off to you. I don't have a dog in the fight. So
my dog don't need to get in the fight.
So
my dog ain't in the fight.
I mean, I'm not going to sway towards or against. I'm going to say, be happy, live your best lives, enjoy what you want to enjoy, whatever that looks like for you.
And congratulations, Will Smith, on your upcoming movie. How about that? The Emancipation. I hope it gets completed. I'm looking forward to it.
Most definitely will be completed behind this.
Yeah.
Because the people are going to want to know. They're going to be watching them like a hawk.
Oh, well.
Behind this interview.
Yeah, this was Jada's idea. Well, hey.
Well, hey. I know it was her idea.
You better
Jay.
Young, fresh meat.
Jay.
Yeah,
Jackie.
Will Will's entanglement be with a male or a female?
I really don't know. I mean, I hope he do what's best for him, what makes him happy. That's what I do hope. Now, if it is with male, however, I hope that it's, a nice pick, a good choice.
Right.
And if it's with female, I hope equally. Because, after, Jada, you just come on now. You can't have no just anything.
You can't go. That's true.
Because she didn't have
That's
just
true.
anything.
You better say.
You can't have just no
No,
anything.
They'll stay together just cause that's what works for them, and they might not find anybody else to come in and partner with them and say it works for me too. So let's, if
So
you
maybe
know your
Y'all know
poison,
it's
stick
not-
with your
it's
poison
that-
that you already know.
I can't pronounce it properly, but I
it's
think
hard
it's
to
called
split up that kind of money.
polymorphs. Is it polymorphs when you're kind of like
Polymorphs.
three entangled into one relationship? Maybe they'll end up, could end up that way. Maybe have a live-in lover or something.
And that's why I say again, they'll
pleases
stay
both
together
of them.
because that works for them. Whatever works, for them, and they say, you know what, babe, but you and I both like it, and this our business. And so, hey, if we want to bring in a third person, and we both all know it.
But I wonder would that
let's
third
warm
person
up the
be
hot
another-
tub and do it. That's what they're gonna do.
I'm like Jackie now. I wonder would that third person be male or female?
Yeah. Will it be male or female?
Hey,
This is
do
Will we're
it
talking
really
about.
matter? It's still a third person.
It doesn't. It
I'm
doesn't
just-
matter. Hey,
it doesn't-
It's not
it doesn't
gonna
matter.
matter to them though, Jackie. So
what do you call that? A
No.
tricycle? Isn't it the bike with
freak
three
menage a
wheels?
trois?
Oh, a tricycle?
Yeah, tricycle, 3 wheels, baby.
A tricycle.
We got 3 wheels going here.
That's it.
That
Well,
may
we
be
know
how they like.
somebody-
That's how they like to ride down the hill. That's
Hello?
on them. So they stay together on their little couple bike and put somebody on the handlebars, and they ride off into the sunset. As long as it ain't Jason Brickens with them, baby, I really don't care. Do you?
Jack and Jill went up the hill.
Nah, and caught more
I know
than some water in their
They
pan.
rolled down.
I know who won't. We won't be talking about with different relationships and different entanglements anymore.
Who?
And who is
Mr.
that?
Kelly.
Who?
Oh,
R.
my
Kelly.
God.
You said Jay.
R. Kelly.
Oh, honey. Don't
R.
even
Kelly.
get. Oh, I
R.
don't
Kelly.
think it. Jay,
He's
pour
never-
me
he
some.
never
Pour me,
go home.
pour me a glass.
You right. Hold your glass up. Hold your glass up. Let me
on,
pour
pour
you.
it.
Come on so I can pour you.
Put it in there.
There you go.
Thank you.
Woo.
I don't think
R. Kelly.
anybody is surprised by that. And
No, but sad though, disappointed. I've been disappointed in him and for a while.
Oh well, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are disappointed in him.
I have some
Can
different
I-
views, ladies. I have some different views.
Can I ask this? Is anybody disappointed in the parents and them allowing their children also to be to give this man accessibility to their children?
Mm-hmm.
I know some people be like, "Well, we
Well,
not looking at that." But
how
can you not look at that when they are underage and they are minors?
Right.
Because
you're
you're going to
responsible
look
for
at
taking care of them.
you're going to look at the people that was around him.
That's all I'm saying.
Listen, I have argued.
That's where I am.
So
That's where I am.
greed got your
That's where I am.
daughter,
Okay.
sexually
So
abused.
I argued with people.
Jay,
I don't have any
go.
kids. I don't. However, I was once a child. And I think that I have grown and matured enough to be able to think and differentiate the two, to understand being a child growing up and to understand being adult, still learning and growing.
Yeah.
But I have had words with people who have kids, those who don't have kids, on views of everything. This is my personal belief and opinion. Everything that is instilled in your child should start at home.
That's right.
Bottom line, no if and buts about it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
kids, teenagers, young adults, grown folks gonna stray away, gonna do their own thing, gonna do all of that, gonna probably be influenced by some others. But what you instilled in them, I
Under
believe,
your roof.
wholeheartedly
Okay.
Always.
Under your roof.
plays back and always end up being the final result.
That's right.
So guess what? If you don't put anything into a sponge, it don't absorb anything.
That's right.
So when
So,
it
Felicia,
start
what
absorbing, that's what it relates back to.
Yeah. If mom and dad,
Felicia, what do you think about the people that worked for him that participated and they say is they didn't participate, but they were there. They were there with the bed in the studio. They were there when he had the different girls in the different rooms when he rented out the entire floor. What do you say? What do you say about those folks that were employed and getting a check? What about them?
I think that those people
are they responsible?
They should be held accountable too. And the sad thing is they were in a situation that people find themselves in daily on jobs, even though this is more severe, where I know it's wrong and I'm uncomfortable. Ooh, I got to pay my house. I better not say nothing because he pay me, and I like this money, so I better not say nothing. So everybody was so greedy and so fearful of losing something that they kept their mouth closed and let him do whatever it was that he wanted to do. But you as an adult in that room also, let's hope and pray there was some in there that did feel some type of conviction and uncomfortable with that, even though, it's bad that they didn't step forth. The scary thing is you might have had some in the room too, though, that were like, yeah, do that. Get down with that. I don't even care. But yeah, you should be responsible too, because at the end of the day, that's a minor child. And it's sad to say if the parents sent them into the lion's den and didn't protect them, you're there. But again, they're thinking about their income, their livelihood, and so they don't say anything. But now that all this has happened, if he goes down, you should go down with him because you stood there and watched that happen.
I kind of disagree.
So there is a mother. There's a mother that has been trying to get her daughter, talk to her daughter, Jocelyn, I think is her name. She was living in Trump Tower in that penthouse, and her mother has gone to court. She has gone to the apartment, the penthouse complex. She's waited downstairs. She has tried to talk to her. That girl.
How long was her daughter with him? How long was her? What age?
4 years. Years.
I mean, was she a minor when she went?
Young.
I never understood how the minor. Okay, so mom, you let your minor daughter go and be with this man alone.
He's supposed to help their career, Felicia.
And you couldn't get this. You couldn't get your minor daughter back. And now at this point, you want to try to get her back.
Felicia, they trusted him. That was R. Kelly. Come on. He was supposed to help them with their careers. I'm telling you what these parents. I'm telling you.
I don't think it was trust, Jack. I think it was just greed. I don't think it was trust.
You can say that.
The charges say racketeering and trafficking. That's what he was charged with.
And a lot of money involved.
Mostly racketeering and trafficking. Well, normally sex trafficking, if I'm not mistaken, deals with pretty much like theft. Like stealing and making.
Like humans, right. Yes.
From the testimonies and from what I've been seeing, really, he made nobody do anything outside of their will. So the charges for me are illegitimate. That's the first thing in this whole thing. And I think that those charges came about because you really couldn't pinpoint the rape.
True.
Yeah.
So they had to find something. And that's where I have an issue.
Because
with the whole ordeal.
They wanted to take him down. So
because you wanted to take this person down so bad because of whatever he done in his past. I was never there. So I still don't know. And as far as those people that were around, a lot of us say, let's hold them accountable. Let's hold them responsible. But if you're not going to first hold those parents, because they did what their parents wanted them to do, then why would you hold me accountable and responsible? Because I said, guess what? This has nothing to do with me.
So I got to get in on this conversation. So that's just like you all holding my parents responsible for me becoming a teen mom. That's crazy. They weren't there when I was laying down doing whatever I was doing.
Right, but what they're saying is, so if you let this man, but who's gonna just let their daughter go and stay with this guy at his house, and you just let them stay for weeks and months at a time, and you don't really know him.
These parents are saying that they entrusted this man to help their careers. So you gave permission for your child to be with someone who you entrusted for their careers. Not saying that he's right for any wrong that he done, but also if you're gonna hold his staff accountable for turning the other cheek, then the parents should be held responsible for saying, "Hey, I entrust you."
Just take them.
Go ahead, take them. We know you gonna make
if that's like when you teach your kid, don't talk to strangers, or you don't know that guy, don't go over there. You don't know them, and they don't really know him. They just know he's the star, and he can make my child a star.
And I understand where I understand where Dr. J is coming from too, because like I said, remember I said I was once a child, teenager too, so I think about that. There were times when mom and them, they taught me right, accurate, but guess what I said I was gonna do?
What you wanted to.
Anyway, so that's another thing. You want to say that adults manipulate teenagers and young adolescents and young children. I'm sorry, but I got to stop right there. Because we knew and they know at 15, 16 what the hell you doing.
Listen, guys, I didn't let my boys travel on AAU teams.
And I'm sorry, that's how I feel about
by themselves. I went, I traveled. I didn't let my kids go with basketball teams. I didn't let them go. And they started playing when they were very young. They were 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Mama was there. They didn't just go and stay. They didn't go to hotels with it. And that was, I'm not saying that I didn't trust the coaches, but hell,
but you were just protective of your child.
But I'm gonna take care of my child. So, but I
think that's the whole thing right there. The parents were not. We felt like they were not. They didn't do what they needed to do to be protective of their child. And like Jay said, they kids and they make foolish decisions. But we know if we sexing at 15 or 16, and I know that if you took it from me the first time. I know that if you took it from me, I should report it or say something. And if I don't say something and I go back and I keep going back, I like you're a child at that point. You enjoy, you enjoy at that point. But you're a child, you make foolish decisions.
I hold up for the kids on this. These are still kids, and I don't care if I don't care if I went back.
Right.
He's still an adult, and I'm a child, and it's wrong.
Right.
He know better. He should know better. And I had to go with Oprah. When Oprah said when she was molested and raped, it felt good, but it still was wrong.
Right. It was. I think we all agreed on that it was wrong.
Any of those families that are looking for
it's too much. Your fault.
So Jay, to your point, the next thing you're going to see are civil suits. But I'll tell you about the civil suits. The man had $100+ million, but he's down to about $2 million. They won't get a thing. So whatever sacrifices they made and whatever they were waiting on for their children to become stars, the children were the ones that lost. Okay,
absolutely.
And that's the bottom line. The kids lost. The kids lost out. Aaliyah lost out. A friend of mine remembers seeing her at a concert with him, and that was before, and she was really young then. So these children traveled with him, and these parents, I'm sure, were telling their neighbors and their friends and their sisters and brothers, "Girl, Jackie with R. Kelly, she about to blow up." That's what they were doing. Y'all know that's what they were doing. Jackie with R. Kelly.
I probably would have done it too.
Jackie with R. Kelly, she about to blow up. But to let your daughter, Jay, that's a serious ass decision.
I agree it is, but I'm thinking past that as well, because we always say after and during, others' issues. Oh, I wouldn't have done this. I wouldn't have done that. I don't think any of us wore those shoes at that moment in time.
Yeah.
Well, what happened?
Right. I agree.
That's my
I can attest to that.
It's one of those. It's a push and pull type thing for me. That's where my mind goes. And I'm I'm not crediting anyone, but I'm not going to point a
Yeah,
finger.
no. I understand.
You see what I'm saying?
But y'all, I do. But y'all, before Doc tell us that we really close to that time, I'm so excited because I'm a part of this and I'm, really, really excited about this. But the City with Pride Festival is coming this weekend, baby. We about to get lit. It's about to be on. It's gonna be show stopping. I mean, it is. I'm so pumped. Oh, Jay, you ready? Oh, he's ready. She ready. Let's go. Oh,
Ready
Jay
like a
ready.
mug.
Jay ready. Yes.
And for those of you all who are not allies, oh well, I don't care nothing about it.
You better look out.
We don't care.
I don't care nothing about
one ally out there. There's gonna be one
I
ally
don't care
out
nothing
there.
about it. But for the City of Pride, we will have we have Silky Ganache from RuPaul's Drag Race, as well as RuPaul Drag Stars, and we'll have Simone, the current reigning winner of RuPaul Drag Race here, and yours truly, Jay Structure, will be entertaining alongside both of them on this weekend. So I'm looking really forward to that. We're gonna have a great, awesome time. Friday is actually the gala.
Friday's the gala. Right.
Absolutely. Saturday will be the festival at Smithville Stadium on Lakeland Drive, where gates will open at 10 a.m. Y'all, it will be an event and shows the entire day. For those who might want to see me, I go on at 6 p.m. right before Simone. Yes, I'm in the star-studded section of the show.
On Saturday or
on Saturday
at the brunch?
On Saturday. That's Saturday. Simone on Saturday.
Gotcha.
Sunday is Silky Ganache, and I'll be performing alongside of her for brunch on that Sunday. And brunch, I think it's at Howlin' Mouse. I think that's what it is. Yeah. So I'll be performing with Silky Ganache on that Sunday for brunch at Howlin' Mouse, y'all. It's a lot of stuff going on this weekend. It's really gonna be a really great weekend. I take my hat off to the city for really opening the city up and allowing people to be proud of who they are, and for just letting people live their best lives, letting them live their true lives, and I feel bad for those who are probably disheartened and upset about it. But hey,
what you say? We don't care.
Listen. Hashtag care nothing about it. Just like this. Nothing about it. You don't want nothing about it.
Final thoughts.
Nothing about it.
So Jay, is that gonna be your final thought, that you don't care nothing about it?
Nothing about it.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Jay's final thoughts. You don't care nothing about it.
Nothing about it.
What about you, Jackie? I'm not playing with Jay tonight.
No, baby.
My final thoughts are just, hey, always is somewhere in your day, laugh. It makes the day so much better. Laugh day or night. Just laugh. Even if it look crazy in your face, laugh at it. You'll be amazed how your whole mindset change.
I like it.
That's my final thought, and I'm sticking by it. Dr. J, what you say? What you say?
To stay informed about what's happening right here in Jackson, Mississippi, keep it locked to A View from the City.